Okay, so we're back, Toronto Wine Drinker, TorontoWineDrinker.com, and everywhere I go, I run into my wine teacher because she's at all the fantastic events. In fact,
I drink for a living.
You do drink for. Where's my drink? Because we wanted to talk about this one. This is apparently the. We're talking about it in a minute, but it's apparently the German equivalent of like a kind of like a Pinot Noir type thing.
It is Pinot Noir, but they call it Spätburgunder in Germany.
Oh, it is Pinot Noir.
It is.
And they call it what?
Spätburgunder.
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 And now you're really pushing me to say my bad German pronunciation slowly.
Spätburgunder.
It's like saying the black Burgundy grape. Pinot Noir is the black grape of Burgundy, right?
So what's Gewürztraminer?
Gewürztraminer.
It's just Gewürztraminer.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we end up at all the great events. She actually invited me to this one, and you wanted me to come to this one. Why?
Well, this is a Guild Somm event, and Guild Somm is it's kind of like the Facebook for wine geeks. So this is the best, honestly, the best source of up-to-the-minute data and facts about wine anywhere in the world. I remember when I was doing my diploma, which I finished a couple of years ago now through WSET. Anyways, basically we were memorizing the Oxford Companion to Wine, which I love. Fantastic book. But even ending in 2009, I was studying statistics that were 2003, 2004. So here I am writing a very high-level exam, quoting data that's 5 or 6 years old. Guild Somm, up to the minute. It's basically all wiki style, but you know, it's a website that's of interest mostly to sommeliers, so the data is up to the minute. Every time there's a new AVA in California, and that's about every 16 and a half minutes, you know, it's up there before the ink is dry on the papers.
Nice. Now, Guild Somm, what are all the different guilds? It sounds like there's like a new guild for every country, or is there a worldwide body? Who oversees all this stuff?
Yeah, so basically Guild Somm, it sounds to me like it was an enterprise that two master sommeliers from the US put together. And so it has close ties to the Court of Master Sommeliers. It's the website community, the web-based community for people who have a very high level interest in wine. It's not for people who want to list what they've got in their cellars. It's really the place where if you need to find out a fact about a rather rare wine, that's the kind of place that you could look. Or when the laws change and you're not sure on what's allowed and what's permissible and what's still happening, that's the place you can look to find out.
Okay. So, like, why aren't you a master sommelier? What's going on? When are you going to take that step?
You know what? I think the thing that makes me a good teacher is that I am still in the process of my studies. So I initially did my certification. I did my certification through the Canadian Association of Professional Sommeliers as well as the Court of Master Sommeliers, but I've also done my diploma through the Wine and Spirit Education Trust in the UK. I'm planning to start my advanced studies through the Court of Master Sommelier in the fall, but I am like, the trajectory for me and that Master Sommelier pin is, it's a long and potentially fictitious one.
And I took Wines 1. Look how much I know compared to this abbreviation over here. Wow. Or was it an acronym?
But you know what? But I mean, the thing is, when you're a master sommelier, you know, to get through the master sommelier exam successfully, you, in theory, should have to be able to answer any question anyone can ask about wine. You have to have an ability to talk meaningfully about any wine style from anywhere in the world in the glass and identify it and recognize it for what it is. The amount of information required to be able to do that is insane.
You have no life. You just live wine, study wine.
I mean, I think the people who did this a long time ago had an advantage. Yeah. The problem is that over the last 10, 15, 20 years, more and more wine regions of the world are coming online. And so at one time, you know, maybe it was enough to know Italy and France and perhaps some Spain and Portugal and California, but like more and more, like I hope that you can't get through your Master Sommelier studies without at least a cursory understanding of what's going on in Canada. And everywhere else in the world.
Because we had a pretty awesome Niagara wine last night.
I'm glad. Which one was that?
That Chardonnay, that
Taz.
The
the Taz.
The 2010?
The sibling Pinot Noirs at a table back there, and it is.
Look for it on my blog. It did Niagara really, really proud, I thought. So let's talk about this one while we have a chance.
Okay.
What is this now? Is Spätburgunder.
Spätburgunder. It's Pinot Noir.
Spätburgunder.
It's Pinot Noir.
Is Pinot Noir made in Germany?
Yeah.
So if it's made in Germany, it's called Spätburgunder.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of German Pinot Noir makers will call it Pinot Noir because they understand that the rest of the world calls it Pinot Noir. But the traditional name in Germany is Spätburgunder.
And what are we looking for in this?
You know, to me, Pinot Noir always, for aroma characteristics, you always see cherry fruit, sometimes black, sometimes more sour, but then there's always an earthiness, whether it's mushroom or wet black soil, and I think this wine kind of shows both of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vintage?
I didn't notice. I think it was 2010.
We'll call it 2010. Lesley Provost, awesome teacher, George Brown, look her up, and find her at purplelips.ca as well, and we will see you next time at torontowinedrinker.com. Cheers.